Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. So it's 6:45 a.m. in the morning, Saturday. Note to viewers that you are live. You are live. Let's get it. What's that user? Bloody hell. If you're happy, Agent, Tina Louise, Akapala, let's say Danny, Emily Billings in the building. We found Duke in the building, Norwich Lad in the building, Carmenos in the building, user 436 in the building, Arabic writing in the building, 2J in the building, Arena in the building, Erica in the building, T Hana in the building, True 68 in the building, Amp J in the building, Mary Duff in the building, Ali in the building, user 5839 in the building, Giles in the building, Bree in the building, Bone in the building, DK1Z in the building, Nancy in the building, Big Dane in the building, AWS in the building, Lurky in the building, Barnesy in the building, Trevor Redworth in the building, Benson in the building, EB in the building, Kenny Wilco in the building, Las Cole Loco in the building, Snoop in the building, Nick Wilson in the building, Simpson in the building, Elena in the building, Briley in the building, Firo 14 in the building, Brownie in the building, what's I say, Michael, Goggle in the building, Kay in the building, Mega in the building, Stacy Kaffman in the building, CT in the building, Frankfurt, SKX in the building, Craig Asney Cook in the building, Hilton Brigham in the building, what the hell is that? Shane Dance in the building, Milk Zone in the building, Yaboy in the building, Dirk June in the building, what's that? Double A, oh god, 8 LCFC in the building, Murati in the building, Love Hearts in the building, Richard Bedford in the building, Man in the building, Jonathan Reeve in the building, what's that say? Heaney in the building, Kieran, three, Nick in the building, Maxie Trojan in the building, Adnan in the building, what's that say? CR and Hearts. Heaney, yeah. CR Nan Heaney sent love hearts, yeah. Thank you. Lily in the building, Debbie in the building, Lewis Murphy in the building, Chloe in the building, Dan Harris in the building, Mr. I in the building, James in the building, Janet in the building. What the fuck is that? N. Joman in the building, User 53 in the building, Pauline in the building, Same Lane in the building, C. Claxton in the building, CJGB in the building, Cloudy in the building, Barker in the building, John in the building, D4995 in the building, David in the building, Tootsie in the building, Natasha in the building, BHNW in the building, Lou Courtney in the building, 22GF in the building, Natasha in the building, Les in the building, Vivi in the building, Joy in the building, Love Heart in the building, Xavi in the building, Frederica in the building, Marina in the building, Liam in the building, Stefan in the building, Stephen in the building, Kathleen in the building, HGFH in the building, 23G in the building, Stephen 34 in the building, Martin Tin in the building. User 1301 in the building. Mary in the building. Jane in the building. TikTok, KKK in the building. Prime Guy in the building. HG in the building. GFDH in the building. What's that? Chinese right in the building. 2M68Y in the building. Okay, let's get a start. Right, so Devin Haney sent Shakur Stevens a contract, yeah, which was rejected because Haney wants 75% and Shakur Stevens gets 25%. Not enough, Shakur said. I mean, Shakur Stevens is a champion, yeah? It makes you wonder how this business works, doesn't it? How can he be offering Shakur Stevens 25%? Oh, takes 25%. Like he's some peasant, or like he's an upcoming guy who hasn't proven himself. Shakur Stevens is the world champion. Yeah? How you be offering him 25%? Maybe he doesn't want to fight him. Yeah? I mean, I can understand him wanting the majority of the money. So maybe you offer 60% for you, 40% for him. How do you give him 25%? Like, some new dude on the block. Yeah? You know what I mean? You have to show him his respect. So, Shakur refused the offer, and we're going to see how that goes, yeah? Well, that's going to be a good fight anyway. You know? I mean, a lot of people said, trainer Robert Garcia said that out of the whole lot of them, Shakur Stevens is the best. Yeah? But Dev's got his qualities too. Yeah? It'd be a good fight, man, if they don't cancel each other out. Because they're very similar. And like in the early days, they were supposed to be friends. Yeah, he's my friend. Yeah? In fact, I can see them doing the computer, look. Yeah, someone's talking about them right now. Yeah, man. It'll be a good fight, though. It'll be a good fight. So, you know, I see it starting slow. In fact, Devin probably be more offensive than Shakur from what I've seen. He can hardly even hit Shakur. So Devin's going to have to be more attacking, which might leave him open to... But at the end of the day, you know, it comes down to power, yeah? It comes down to power, man. I definitely think Dev has to move up. You know, Devin has to move up, man. Yeah, because he's training himself to make that weight. But from what I've heard, he might have 2 more fights at that weight and then move up. Because he's becoming a man now, you know? He's only 23, he's becoming a man now. He's filling out, so it's hard for him to make that weight. Okay. Moonlight in the building, Angel in the building. What is that? Angle in the building. Yeah. So Francis Ngannou speaks about UFC money and his new deal, which is money, which is more money than he earned in his entire UFC career. Yeah. Said he hopes that the John Jones fight can happen at the end of his career or later on. Francis always polite and seems to be a gentleman. fight will be on pay-per-view all over the world, he says. Yeah, I think he said they're making deals in London, some other places, because it seems like you'd be going to different countries, territories to get the deal and to promote the fight. But what's, he's a very kind of calm, polite, humble kind of person, persona. Yeah. A lot of boxers, they always shouting and growling and being aggressive. Yeah, and they have to, keep up this tough guy persona. With him, it's the total opposite. He's laid back, he's calm, like a gentleman. Yeah, you wouldn't even believe he could hit somebody. He seems so quiet and polite and all of that. When the fight starts, boy, it's a different thing, man. You're gonna get smashed up. User 1577 in the building. What does that say? Mark Jennings, account manager in the building. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's just talking, man, how it's not easy, but he's got to do what he's got to do. Then, the question about money comes up, and he can't conceal his delight. He's happy about what he's getting. Yeah, 8 million. Before the figure was 8 million. $8 million. But then, that's how it goes, UFC, isn't it? Now, the reason why boxers get so much money, Queensberry Road boxers, because Queensberry Road boxing's been around for 200 plus years. Yeah? It's been around for 200 plus years, yeah? And then certain people are in the business, and they've been established in the business for years, 50 years, 100 years. I mean, as far as I know, UFC started in the 80s. Huh? It was the first UFC in 1983 or something. Yeah? Boxing's been around from 1783, so it takes time for everything to peak and get to a high level. What else did he say? Spoke about Fury. Anyway, where AJ says he's just trying to get smart as a fighter. Yes, Anthony Joshua seems that he has to apologize for changing his fighting style. Yeah? He seems to have to apologize for trying to be a smarter fighter. Yeah? And what he said is, when he fought Klitschko and he went down, he said that he said to himself, think about what you're doing. You have to think. And then when he started to think more, then he was able to get advantage over Klitschko and knock him out, knock him down, get the fight stopped. So, he fights two different ways. He can fight more offensive and aggressive. Like when he knocked out Dillian White in the first fight, he could be more thoughtful. Like when he beat Andy Ruiz Jr. on the second fight. Yeah? Or when he came back and he fought Usyk on the second fight. He didn't win the second fight with Usyk, but he didn't get stopped. He finished the fight on his feet. He went the distance. So people don't want to see that. Yeah? But he has to do what's best for himself. And then hopefully with this new trainer, Derek James, yeah, he'll be a better version. Because what he was saying is that Rob McCracken never taught him defenses. Yeah, never taught him defenses. And then when he went to Rob Garcia didn't teach him defensive. So Derek James will teach him defenses. I see, what's that? Jack Wacky Grealish in the building. Zootopia abortion comic. So I see, I see Derek James, teaching his fighters a lot. Yeah. So AJ seems to be very comfortable in that Derek James camp out there in Texas. So let's see what happens, man. Let's see. Yeah, when he fights Dillian White, we'll see. We'll be able to see. But one thing he's good at is keeping calm under pressure. That's what you have to be able to do. If you keep calm under pressure, keep your head when all around you people are losing theirs. That's a very good quality to have. The last thing you want to be doing as a boxer is lose your composure and start really going for it. That's how you get the counter punch. Yeah. Okay. Right. We'll go here. We got WBC have dropped Conor Benn welterweight from their rankings. WBC have dropped Conor Benn welterweight from their world rankings. Boy, that's bad news, man. I mean, I didn't really see why they've done it. I can only presume, but they dropped him from the rankings, yeah? But then I saw him training earlier, man. I saw him training, yeah? It looked like a cross between his dad, Nigel Benn, and Mike Tyson. He's got some power, man. He's got some power. He's got some hard punches. He's doing that Mike Tyson kind of step thing. You know what I mean? Step to the side. Boom. Yeah. Boy. I mean, between his dad, Nigel Benn, and that Mike Tyson style. But what I like about Conor, he's got good defences, man. He's good at slipping punches. Yeah, slipping punches, come inside. Did you see when I saw, I don't even know who he destroyed this guy. But when he destroyed Chris Algieri, I've never seen Chris Algieri get beaten like that. Yeah? Came inside, boom. Chris Algieri was a dead man. Okay, what we got here now? Right, yeah, we see Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee, yes, 50 years, since the death of Bruce Lee. His daughter Sharon was leading a tribute for the legend on Instagram yesterday. Yeah? Wow. 50 years. Bruce Lee died in 1973. Yeah? And what's his contribution to fighting? What's his contribution to movies? It's massive. I mean, a lot of people today will get involved in martial arts, yeah, and boxing, hoping that, they end up in a movie. But it doesn't seem to happen a lot in boxing. How many boxers, really become actors? I mean, what's it, who? What's the Liverpudlian guy's name again? Yeah, he was in Creed, yeah. David Hayes tried to get into movies. I don't think it really worked out. Yeah, Lennox Lewis was trying to do acting. I don't know how far that went. I saw him in a few commercials. Then he was in that movie. What was that movie called again? I can't remember it, man. but you know, the movie wasn't that good. Yeah, yeah, Johnny was. I mean, that script was going around for a long time, man. That script was going around for a long, long time, man. Because when I was trying to do acting, um, I had an audition, and that was the same script. And then years later, they said Lennox Lewis was in the film, and it was the same fucking film. Like 10 years later. But like, they had no real, they had no real script, no real story. It just seemed like they got some big names, threw them all together in a big house. It wasn't that good, and it wasn't Lennox's fault. It's just the script was no good. What was that singer name? Samantha Mambo was in it. I think Vinnie Jones was in it. I don't know. Yeah. So like I'm saying, I think you see more UFC people in movies. It's for some reason it's easier for UFC people to get into movies than it is for Queensberry rule boxers to get into movies. Yeah? Like, there's been a lot of UFC people. Quentin Rampier Jackson was in the A.T. movie. Yeah? Was Randy Couture was in The Expendables. Oh, Jet Li was in The Expendables as well. Yeah. So yeah, man, Bruce Lee's mark is still there. I mean, he died in 1973. Yeah, he's still a household name today. Yeah, generation after generation after generation, all know the name Bruce Lee. Yeah, so I mean, he really done his thing. I mean, even now you can go to Instagram and you've got some young guys and all fighting, doing their martial arts, their kung fu, where you can see they're trying to be Bruce Lee. Yeah, amazing. Katie. Katie